Okay, let's cut to the chase real quick. Today's my 18th birthday. I feel really special about it. Um, Huge shout outs to my sister. Love her to death. She just got me my first pony merchandise, and that's really awesome. Two quick things, real quick. My sister drew an OC for me, which was kind of cool. I don't particularly think it represents me, and it doesn't have a cuning mark either. But it was awesome that she did that for me. I love her so much. And then second, on the card that she gave me, it was she wrote this massive note on the back, and I'm going to read it right now. And I quote, "Okay, so as you can see, we went to Hot Topic. That place scares me. It was playing heavy metal music super loud. So I asked the guy at the desk where the stuff was, and he pointed in a direction. I looked but didn't see anything. I turned back to him again, and he pointed again. I finally saw it and was surprised because there wasn't a lot. Like I said, that place scared me. The things I do for you." But at checkout, I saw that they had One Direction shirts. Unquote, real quick. She is a pretty big One Direction fan. Quote again. "So I might just go back and take you with me, because the first thing I saw was Adventure Time shirts. Well, happy birthday, you're now 18. Unquote. So yeah, that was really awesome of her. She got me two pony shirts. The first one was pretty small on me, actually, but some of my older shirts were that size, and I kind of wear those sometimes too, so I'm not really worried about it. The first one is a derpy shirt. I just don't know what went wrong. And then second, I like that shirt a little more. It's slightly bigger. Still not as big as I'd like it to be, but that's okay. It's this shirt just got 20% cooler, and both of those are really awesome. And she also got me this awesome brony bracelet, which is really high. I own pony merchandise now. I'm probably gonna wear this brony bracelet every day, and I'm gonna wear those shirts often. I love ponies. I love my sister. It was a great thing that she did. She didn't actually buy them, but she convinced my mom to go to Hot Topic to get them. And it was actually their first time at Hot Topic. I've never been to Hot Topic, so maybe I'll get something for her for Christmas or something. That would be pretty cool. So today, it's my 18th birthday. This was the first time that I was able to do something. A lot of things that you can't do when you're under the age of 18, so it was pretty exciting. First thing we did was go to a restaurant and just eat lunch there. So I had meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and corn. It was pretty cool, and I watched a couple of the Olympics on TV while doing that. It was pretty cool, and my dad apparently told one of the waitresses earlier, because he goes there like every Wednesday or so to eat lunch there. And today he apparently told her ahead of time that it would be my birthday. And at the end of my meal, which I was already stuffed, she gave this fairly big brownie sundae. It wasn't exactly cake, but it was more like a brownie, and that was pretty cool. And after that, I was stuffed. I could not eat another bite. I felt pain in my stomach, and I felt a little headache coming on. I could barely move. I even couldn't stand up straight. I had to sit down on the ground before my dad even unlocked the car. So earlier I planned that I wanted to go someplace special on my 18th birthday. My dad asked me where I wanted to go, and I told him, you know what, I want to go to the casino. And so today we went off to the casino, and my dad told me, okay, once you lose $150, you're done for the day. So I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to spend that much anyway. We took about $300 out of the bank to possibly cover other expenses like the restaurant, and we had pizza for dinner today. But $150 was the maximum amount that I could spend at the casino. So I knew I had to be careful with my money. But 150 is a lot. Um, we started out pretty simple. I wanted to check out the slot machines. That was very simple. I got this card. There were two types of cards you could get. You could get the card that I got, the Express card, which is just for the day, or you could get the Diamond card. I don't really remember why getting the Diamond card wasn't a bad thing. It was like a permanent card. Maybe it was a little more expensive, I'm not sure. But it was a permanent card, and you just could get rewards off of it if you came there regularly. But we didn't know when we'd come back, if we'd ever come back. Excuse me. So, the slot machines, I only put $20 for the slot machines on that to spend, because I probably wouldn't spend that much on it. So, slot machines, I was going like, woo, 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 and there were all kinds of slot machines there. There were mostly the regular slot machines, and then there were some different ones where you like press the button. Originally, we couldn't even figure out how to get it to work. It was like, I forget. It said something, something, something. This card does not take this machine does not take cash, and I thought, okay, this machine must be busted or something. It said press OK or remove card. So I removed the card. Little did I know that removing the card actually canceled the process, but if you pressed OK, it would have gone along with it. Oh yeah, and on the card there's like a special key code that you have to type in, I guess, for just in case someone steals your card. But it had the numbers written on it anyway, so that was kind of pointless. I guess it was just like individual cards or whatever were given a number. But anyway, so I did the slot machines. I lost a couple on the first few and gained some more. Most of the ones, there were slot machines that cost a penny, a nickel, and a quarter for a turn. So I mostly used the ones with a nickel. And I was doing all right. Sometimes I was getting something, sometimes I wasn't. But very quickly, actually, I won big, and I got a whopping $24 off of betting a nickel. That was pretty awesome. So I was like, okay, not going to do it much more. Just a little bit more, because I like this machine. It's that one particular machine. We left for a little bit, but then we came back to that particular machine. I believe it was, by memory. It could have been different, but we got like another $10 from that. So when I ended, I was about like $50 exactly, because I tried a couple more times. I was like, okay, if I get to 50, I'm stopping. I came with 20 on the slot machine card, and I ended on 50. That's really good for my first time. So then we decided to explore more of the casino. So then we decided, okay, let's go check out Keno. Keno's a little similar to bingo. You have basically 80 numbers, and you put X's on however many you want, and depending on how many X's, you need to get a specific amount right, and each card costs $2. So like, we did 10 X's on 80 numbers, so we had to get 5 minimum in order to get it. And the most we ever got was 4. There was somewhere I was like really close, and I had 4 numbers on the digits that ended with 8. I had 28, 48, 58, and 68. Little did I know that 8, 18, and 78 would come up a huge amount of times. I totally should have gone with 78. That would have given me an extra number. But I picked 79, and that one came up a lot as well. So I was lucky for that. But I never got 5, and my dad never got 5. We each got our own cards, and we did 5 games. So we spent $10 on Keno each. So that's 10 more bucks out of my pocket. So then I decide, okay, you know what? Let's go over to the blackjack, because that's the only table game I want to play. And who doesn't want to go to a casino without playing a table game? I know I sure don't. So then we went to blackjack, and there was this guy there. Well, actually, there were multiple tables out there. There were some that were like 25 per minimum, 10 per minimum, and I was looking for a 5 per minimum bet because that was like the least that you'd be allowed to bet on a round of blackjack. And my dad said, "Okay, you should probably spend $50 at a table because that's good." And I finally found a 5 table. There was this white guy who his name was Ryan, I believe, and he was dishing out cards like really fast, like do 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 do, and I didn't even know where to start. So I was like, okay, can I get 10 chips because the smallest amount of the normal standard chip was $5. So yeah, I got 10 chips to start out with, and I was doing okay. My dad didn't think that I was going to last longer than 30 minutes, but I did. At first, I wasn't doing so well. I got lost, but eventually I started picking it up, and then I started winning a lot, and it was like blackjack. So yeah, I actually got blackjack twice in a row. And apparently when you get blackjack, you get this extra pink chip, which is $2.50 for those of you that don't know about it. So yeah, getting blackjack is a bonus. That's when you're served an ace and card with a value of 10 right away. So that's especially cool. And yeah, I was doing fine. I actually at one point got to 55, but I think eventually I broke even, and then so I was back at 50, and then they switched dealers. Ryan was gone, and then came Anna. She was like this Asian girl, and instead of dishing out cards like do 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 like Ryan did, she was all slow and real nice and just took her time. She was more quiet, and Ryan was I liked Ryan a whole lot more because he'd actually tell you what you got when it's your turn. So he'd point to me and he'd be like 18, but no, you actually had to count when Anna was there, which was frustrating for me because it was my first time. I mean, I could count, but the whole pace went a lot slower, and it was more nerve-wracking. But with Ryan, you were like there and done, you know. It was really quick, but with Anna, really slow, really. And so for a while, we weren't doing as well with Anna. She was getting really high numbers, but it wasn't too bad. Eventually, I got to like 40 because I lost a lot from Anna. But then they changed the minimum from 5 to 10, or at least so I thought. So then I was about to take my 40 chips and go and try and find another 5 table. But we asked the guy near us, and he said, "Oh no, you can still bet 5 chips here. It's for anyone that's new." So I was like, okay, we'll stay around here. I mean, Anna's not too bad. But then guess what happened? Okay, you remember those 40 chips? Well, you know, in order to lose those, I'd have to lose 8 times. And guess what? I lost 8 times. Ugh, Anna! It was so frustrating because she kept on getting 20, 20, 21, 21, 20, 20. And I kept on getting like 16, 17, 16. And, you know, I didn't even tap the table letting them know that I wanted another card. And there would be a queen next, and the guy would get the queen or something. And it was just really frustrating for me. Even when I did get a good number, like once I got 20 out of one of those 8 times, she got blackjack. And one time the guy next to me got blackjack, and she got blackjack. It was just really frustrating. That's got to be like the worst feeling. When you get blackjack, you're like, oh yes, I'm going to get not only 5 back, but I'm going to get a bonus 250. So that's awesome. But then she got blackjack, and it's like, oh, we cancel out. I don't get anything. Not even the 5 or let alone the bonus 250. So that's really frustrating. So then I walked off with I lost all $50 to blackjack. I could have walked away with 55, But I was hoping to get like 60, maybe 70, because I was doing well at the time and I had momentum. But what were the odds that I would lose 8 in a row? That was so frustrating. I hated that. And so then I went back to the slots, and I was like gonna end my day after that. I had 50 on there, so I was hoping maybe I'd do a little better. Sometimes it rose above 50, but most of the time the slots weren't doing me very well. I ended up losing another 15 on the slots, so I was down to 35, which was still better than I originally went on the slots. But I was hoping for a little more luck because I did good on the slot machines earlier. But no, luck wasn't really on my side that day. So, or at that moment. So overall, I came with the maximum I was gonna lose would be 150. So I only lost $45 out of that. From the slot machines I gained 15. From Keno I lost 10, and then from Blackjack I lost 50. So overall I lost $45, which is still less than a video game. So I guess that's pretty decent. And besides, I mean, I spent a whole afternoon that way. That was pretty cool. And yeah, my first time gambling. Exciting. And later I ate some pizza, and then I decided to open my presents that my sister gave me, which were those brony shirts. And that was my 18th birthday. Oh, and also, for you guys that were curious, I got stopped for ID check 3 times. So yeah, make sure that you have your ID there if you're pretty young like me, or at least you look young. And yeah, I was probably the youngest one there. I mean, it was my 18th birthday. Of course I looked young. Plus I shaved, and I usually don't shave, so I looked even younger.